I am Alex Green, a sales associate here with the Philadelphia 76ers. Sports were always my biggest passion growing up. My dream, people want to be an astronaut or something like that. And that would have been cool, but I always wanted to be the quarterback of the New York Giants. And then I topped out at 5'11", so it wasn't really in the cards for me. But I knew I wanted to stay close to the sports industry, so I picked up journalism in high school, and I ultimately went to the University of Miami, go Canes, where I studied broadcast journalism and picked up a marketing degree as well. Realized I loved the business end of it. Had a couple internships that were great in sports because they allowed me to kind of get experience in both the business and the journalism end. I had one with the U.S. Tennis Association, which was really cool. I was an avid tennis player growing up. And then this following summer, I interned with the NBA at the league offices, shuttling really in between Secaucus, New Jersey, and New York City. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. I never grew up the biggest basketball fan, but I think the NBA is one of the best run of the sports leagues, the Major Four. I would say the biggest part of that is making calls. They give us plenty of leads, people who have bought tickets before, who are already interested fans. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're, cold calling. It's more like warm calling, if you will. So they want us to make about 80 calls a day. On top of those 80 calls, they want us to have about 2 hours of talk time. Make sure that we're having quality conversations, that we're not just dialing out and leaving voicemails, because you're not going to sell and bring in new business if you're just leaving voicemails. You really want to make sure that you're having quality conversations. Additionally, especially for the corporate world, getting out on LinkedIn, researching new people in the area in greater Philadelphia, connecting that way for people whose numbers you can't find. It's a great way to bring in new business. They want us to send out emails as well, follow-ups, about 25 of those a day. And then they want us to get about 2 to 3 appointments per week. Bring people in here, show them our beautiful new digs here in Camden, or get out somewhere in greater Philadelphia, whether it's Cherry Hill, whether it's Center City in someone's offices, whether it's in West Philadelphia, selling a school to bring out to a game. Those are really the main 5 things that we try to do every single day. 80 calls, 2.5 hours of talk time, 10 LinkedIn messages, 25 emails, and 2 to 3 appointments per week. If you can maximize on all those, you're going to create plenty of opportunities, bring in a good amount of new business. You just need someone who is looking to improve every single day and going to go out, be a good teammate, and really try to get after it. It's like I said, part of what we do is on the phone, and it's a lot easier. It's like wearing a veil. It's a lot easier to be yourself when you don't have to get face-to-face with people. But of course, part of our job is getting face-to-face with people as well. So you have to be comfortable with that. But I really think the biggest thing is just believing in the product that you're selling. When I tell people that the Sixers are going to make the playoffs next year, it's because I truly believe it. We almost made the playoffs this year, and pretty much our 2 best players were injured for the majority of the season. So being able to believe in what you're selling, I think, is a huge thing, a hugely important characteristic. And then additionally, it definitely helps when you're charismatic, when you're outgoing. But I think confidence is key, whether it's in sales, whether it's in marketing, whether it's in engineering. Just going out there and believing in what you're doing, it inspires confidence in other people as well. I would always say, I try to read a couple different books a month, every 2 months, whatever it is. I'm not the most avid reader, but it's about continual self-improvement. And there are a lot of sales tactics, whether it's sports, whether it's electricity, whatever your commodity is that you're selling. A lot of the same values apply. So I think going out and being proactive and reading certain books, challenging yourself to learn new skills and take them into your everyday, are really helpful. Even just simple things. Open-ended questions versus closed-ended questions. If you ask open-ended questions that you can't answer with a yes or a no, you're going to get a more detailed answer from somebody. And I think that's great whether you're doing it on the phone in sales or whether you're just in your everyday life talking to somebody that you meet. Your conversations are going to be a lot more detailed, a lot better if you're asking questions that you can't just answer with a simple one-word answer. That's just one example. So what I tell people is go out, be proactive, but even if you don't know that you want to be in sales, don't think that you want to be in sales, maybe you want to do something else. You want to do graphic design, you want to do sponsorships for a team. You're going to have to start at the bottom of whatever industry you're in. And I'll tell you, there are a lot worse places to start than in the front office of an NBA team.